Travis Wayne Goodsell. If you guys haven't been catching on to my videos about coronavirus, I'm going to be a little more specific. I'll talk about the coronavirus that swept through Egypt as Moses had filed a lawsuit to take over the kingdom. You didn't know that, did you? That's not the story I read. Corona means crown. So it's the crown virus. Who wears crowns? Kings wear crowns. The king virus. For Passover, this was when Moses was meeting with Pharaoh, saying, I am to be the successor to the throne. That's where he gets his serpent staff from. That's his right to rule that he is trying to present to Pharaoh. But then there's all these plagues that occur. And if you hadn't watched the news lately, I saw one where locusts are dominating the world's crops, eating them all up. Yum, yum, yum. So isn't that interesting? Locusts as a part of the global warming crisis. So the crops of the world are in jeopardy because of the world's locusts. So anyway, we're not talking about that one. We're talking about creeping death, if you're familiar with Metallica's song. And yes, they specifically refer to this incident. They're religious, guys. Alright, so talks about slaughtering lambs, spreading blood on the doorposts. It has to do with the virus that's going to sweep through. Let's see. I had the chapter found for you. Otherwise, I would have been searching for the chapter. Alright. Verse 12 of Exodus 12. For I shall pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. You guys may not be aware that pharaonic succession was passed to the firstborn son, father to son. And Pharaoh represented the government leader as well as the religious leader. And so the killing of the firstborn not only represented a collapse of government, but also a collapse of religion. And those were symbolized by eclipses. Solar for government, lunar for religion. So yes, the last days, sun shall be darkened, moon turned to blood. And we know that it's America for the last days because of the signs in the heavens. Total solar eclipses occur over the United States. And we know that the religion, therefore, being referred to, because currently we don't have a theocracy. We have a separation of church and state. So the government of America is not the religion of America. as much as Trump says he's the chosen one. And so, who is the church? Well, you got to find out who corresponds with a collapse. And it has to be in America. So the Pope, his day was done. The Reformation shattered the Catholic Church, although they still continue to this day. But they're headquartered in Italy, not America. You're looking for an American church where the religion is founded and headquartered in America. And so yes, when the blood moons occur, which religion is losing leaders? The Mormon Church. Therefore, we now know that the church represents the false prophet, as spoken of by John the Revelator. The beast is the President of the United States. And because of the timing and the dating corresponding with the events on Earth, Trump is the president, who is to be the beast. And Nelson, the false prophet. And it's not something I make up, it's what turned out to be. And they are both fulfilling their roles as corrupt rulers who are enslaving the people. Trump enslaving Americans, Nelson enslaving Mormons. And I've gone over all of this in my videos. That's why I'm an LDS critic now, guys. And so, the last days is understood by Jews to be about parallel events. And they're looking for a latter-day Moses, literally. And I've gone over the videos on the checklist that's required for this person. Who they are, what they're going to do, but also where they are born, when they are born. Gone over all of that for you in great detail. But here we're recognizing that the sun darkened, the moon turned to blood, has to do with succession collapse. The last president, the end of the church. That's what it's referring to here in the Bible. Smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. I will prevent succession of the presidency of the United States of America. I will prevent succession of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So for the presidency, stopping further presidents means a complete and utter destruction of the government. Removal of Congress, removal of the Supreme Court, establishment of a monarchy. That's one way. That's the way that has happened already. So that there won't be an election this November or ever in the future. Because with a king on the throne of America, that's a new government. And so, isn't it nice that Trump is allowing the Democrats to think they have a chance in November, when he's already rigged it? Russia's already interfering already. they're picking up the pace. All the old Russian buddies from the past that were trying to get information out of me are back again. And so, with the church, this is where my letter to the 70 makes this even more hilarious. Before my letter, Mormons all understand that all 15 prophets are able to succeed in rank. So when President Nelson dies, President Oaks will take over because he's the underboss. The president of the Quorum of the 12. Even though he's in the first presidency, that's his actual title. So Ballard is filling in as acting president right now. And succession goes according to the way Brigham Young restructured it the year before he died. And so in order for God to smite the succession of the church, he's got to take out every single prophet. And not just every single prophet, but because of my CES, or my letter to the 70, the 70 then had Wikipedia changed. And now the whole 70 have to also be smitten to prevent further succession of the church. And so that's why I'm going, hey, wait a minute, Mormons. The church are exhibiting signs of attempting to flee. So many scandals have been coming out. Devastating scandals. And Mormons are wanting to be in denial. And I've been saying, no, you can't do that, guys. It's going to bite you. You're going to go into shock. But it's coming. The firstborn is being destroyed right before our very eyes. And it's a different scenario because Egypt had a theocracy. We don't have a theocracy. So a new type of destruction of firstborn right to rule is going to occur anyway. And now we have coronavirus that passed through the land of Egypt to destroy back then. Now we have coronavirus that is being purposely spread, destroying now. And it's only going to get worse, guys. Trump says, oh, it's going to magically disappear. No. It's going to get worse. So, Passover, interestingly, is on the 9th of April. I believe, was it Thursday? That's when it starts. But as you can see, there's no specific timing required in all of this. Everything has been occurring, and we're now in the final phases. This is the final plague. The final plague of Egypt was this. The virus that spreads through Egypt, preventing succession. And that's what we have now, is the final plague. The virus that is preventing succession, and just happens to be named Corona. Crown. Leper Messiah. don't know if you guys even bother to look at the information I provide and the links I provide below. Many people don't. The last one I did, I put in certain specific songs. So, yeah, we're not doing no Feast of Unleavened Bread. Gotta have the leaven. But these are all symbols. Wasn't meant to be taken literally. It was symbolic. Because if you don't put leaven in the bread, it doesn't rise. Rising is symbolic of ascension to the throne. And so there is no ascension to the throne. There is collapse. Alrighty, just thought I'd share that with you, because if you believe in God, you need to believe in the right God. There are too many evangelicals who are causing the destructions right now, this whole time, thinking that they are going to fulfill God's will. You're not fulfilling God's will when you're murdering people. You're fulfilling Lucifer's will, and God don't like that. So, sorry, evangelicals, you got it all wrong. Mormons likewise. As Mormons think they can protect the church and defend the church in their crimes, and in so doing, they commit crimes, setting the bad example for the church. Just like those who put the thumbs down on my videos. Alrighty.